Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, July 8th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly, knitting and all the other things, but knitting specifically because that is what I love to do the most. If you like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, but if you want to follow me on any place that you so desire, that will be wonderful. All of that will be in the show notes, which will include all the links to the things that I talk about. If you are on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below where everything is, or if you're on YouTube, everything will be already there, except for the links, because that's on my blog. In addition to that, I work at a yarn store. It's called The Modern Skein in Montgomery, Texas. I will leave all the information, website, online store, all that jazz for you to go and check out. If you want to come and hang out with us in person, that would be wonderful, or if you are not able to, such as distance, and that's a problem, you can check out our online store, or just follow us on Instagram. Also, fun news, this is a yarn store that I do not work at, but this is a yarn store that I am so excited about because my friend Allison just opened it up in Waco, Texas. So if you're kind of in the centrally-ish area, and it's where Joanna Gaines and Chip, that's his name, that's where their thing is. But there's also now a yarn store there, and it's called Tricot. It is really wonderful. I have not been there, but I know for a fact, because I know Allison, this store is amazing. So all of that, I've been leaving that in the top of the show notes anyway, because she just opened, and so I was just letting you know that that was going to happen. Now it's open. You can go and hang out with her. I'm getting a lot of text messages, and I'm very sorry. But the point being, you should go check out her stuff. Intro, all that jazz. I apologize for last week. It was a rough Monday, but we got through it. Thank you for being patient, sticking with me. But we're back to normal today, so we can be more normal, because that's always good. Although there's nothing wrong with being a little odd every now and again, now and then, whatever, all that jazz. You don't want this to be a long intro. So if you would like to go grab something tasty to drink, whether it be hot or cold, something to snack upon, an animal to snuggle. Birdie has been very antisocial today. I think it's because it's hot and he's just sleeping all day and he's just ignoring me, which, oh well, he's a moody teenager. What can you do? Or some laundry to fold, because I'll be doing that later. And you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. So, yes, yarn, knitting, I don't know. Where do we want to start, everybody? I have done a lot of knitting on a few things, so yes, which I'm proud of. I'm very proud of my progress. Is that a spider? There's a spider on my project bag. I'm glad we got this on camera. Will it definitely be included? I have no idea where it went. It was very small, though. I'm sure it was very harmless. And now I'll probably think about it late at night when I'm sleeping. About that one spider that I didn't kill. And how it will be crawling on me in my sleep. Or potentially crawling up my foot while I record this. So, fun times. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Positive thoughts, everybody. Let's just keep rolling. Keep going, keep going. It's just a little spider. It won't hurt anything. So, yes, I have knit literally on a few things, and I don't even remember what I showed you last week, and I apologize for that. I'm pretty sure I showed you my no frills, which I haven't worked on since, so I'm not going to show you that, which is a test knit for Rachel, or her username is Rachel M. Reese on Instagram and Ravelry. She is a very wonderful human being, and It's living in my happy bag. I don't remember if I showed it to you, so I might show it again, and it looks the same. Sorry. But see, this is just making me like pull it out and get excited about working on it, and again, because I'm very close to being done. And at this point, there's something, that was a piece of fuzz. That was totally a piece of fuzz. It wasn't anything on my toe. This is making me a little nervous. It's just a little spider. It'll be fine. So I have that test knit. I have another test knit that I didn't show you guys. I know I didn't show you guys last week. And I don't remember why, but I didn't. It is a new test knit. I don't actually know if I've showed this at all. This is not what's in my lap, so let's get this in my lap so I can actually talk about it. This is in a big bag, my big Loops London bag. I should remember if I've showed this to you guys. I'm very sorry if this is old news. Is it? I don't know. I could have looked, but I didn't. So this is a test knit. I know I've showed this to you because I remember looking up her Instagram. Her name is Beatrice, and her Instagram username is Thread and Ladle, and she's very nice. It's very wonderful. I'm really enjoying test knitting this. And this is called the Stash Buster Pullover, but I don't remember if I had done a lot of progress of it, because I think I had like barely just gotten started, or not. Maybe I have shown you all this project progress, and this is going to look the same. But again, refreshing you, refreshing me. I'm going to get excited about it again. Both of these things are not due till like middle of August, so I'm doing pretty good. And the Moon Drip Swancho, quick side note, Moon Drip Swancho, everybody, which is designed by Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarns, and also one of the fabulous ladies of the two girls in the Yarn Cafe. It's Tristan and her mom, Christy. Tristan is designing patterns now, and it's absolutely wonderful. She is working on this Moon Drippy collection, and the Swancho will be the second installment. So the first one was this cropped, very adorable tea thing, and then the Swancho, and then there'll be a third one later in the year. So the third one, or not the third one, the Swancho comes out kind of like mid-July. Potentially the 12th, or that's my due date anyway. I don't remember when the pattern comes out, but it's coming out soon. That's very exciting. I think she's actually doing pre-orders for kits for it on her website, which is pretty cool. So if you've seen me work on it, you've seen spoiler pictures probably online, because you should be following her because she's really awesome. All of these places will be in the show notes, so you can go and follow her and fix that if you're not. But if you've seen mine, then you know what it looks like. It's very exciting. So yes, that comes out sometime in July. My due date is coming 12th. It's all blocked. None of the ends are woven in. And I also need to take pictures. It's my goal to do that on Wednesday. So when this podcast comes out, hopefully I will be taking pictures of it-ish when you watch this. So then I'm prepared and ready to go for Friday. So that's really exciting because that was like a huge test knit to do just because it was so much knitting. It was amazing. It was absolutely wonderful, and it actually went, I feel like it went quicker than it could have gone. Like it really could have dragged, but because you had some fun design elements going on, and obviously all the color work, it was a very enjoyable knit. The body does take a long time though, but understandably so, because you have got a poop ton of stitches and you're knitting in the round, and it's fingering weight, and depending on what needle you're using, it could take a very long time. Regardless of what needle size you're using, it will take a very long time. But the end result is absolutely stunning and totally worth every single stitch that is knit. It's also really great reading knitting if you are a reader and a knitter at the same time, like I am. I have a great love for doing those things at the same time. If you are one of those people, this is a very wonderful project for you once you get to the body, of course. So, tea break. Let's have a little tea break together. Or fold some shirts or whatever. So that was my big test knit. Because I think we started that like back in May? A long time ago. And now it's almost done, which is crazy. And I mean, I'm done. Almost done. My ends still need to be woven in. Will all of them get woven in if they're on the inside? I don't know. That'll be a secret that only I know. But yeah, so that's really exciting. And now I've got these 2 other test knits that are not quite as big. They're still sweaters. But I think after knitting a swancho, like that's a lot of knitting. So just regular pullovers seem very, very doable. Let's get back to the thing that I was actually getting ready to show you, the Stash Buster pullover by Beatrice of Thread and Ladle. This is what I have so far. I don't remember if I've showed this to you, so I do apologize if you have seen this before and I'm showing it to you again and you're like, that's literally the same thing. Because I haven't worked on this in a while. Because, you know, life happens and I want to work on other things. I'm so happy with this. Like everybody, I'm very, very excited about it. This is literally like one of the perfect stash busting if you want to do color work. Sorry, I'm holding it down here and I realize you can't really see it. If you want to do color, like a color work sweater, you just got a lot of like fingering or sport weight or like a very light DK or something like that, because that's the yarn. I'm using fingering basically. Because I did get gauge. I did check. It's okay. It's on a size, knitting it on a size 6, and I'm using Knit Picks palette for the most part so far. If you like, what am I trying to say here? See, one of the plus, just have so many thoughts going on inside my head. I don't know how to explain them or where to start. So, I love color work. If you've watched this podcast for a while, you will know that color work is one of my favorite things to do. And a lot of those color work patterns are very like together, and like there's a lot of like itty bitty stitches together to create a bigger picture. That's very vague. I don't know if that makes sense to you if you're a knitter, and if you're not a knitter, that probably really doesn't make sense, and I apologize for that. But, so because of that, or there's just like a lot of little motifs that usually go together, and because of that, the colors really have to go well together. Because if they don't, then it's like really obvious that they don't go together, and it's not like as pretty. Unless you love it, in which case that's awesome. But it is harder to stash bust in that case because you're limited to colors that need to go together. But with this, because these sections are farther apart and they're not as like mixed together, if you will, it's so much easier to stash bust because you can literally, like what I'm doing is I just pulled a bunch of yarn, like a color palette that I really liked, and what I'm doing, I have no plan for this, so I started with this, and I thought that looked good next to that, and I thought the gray looked good with that, and then I thought the light blue looked good with that, and then so on and so forth, and that's my plan of color placement for this. Because nothing is like super mixed up or integrated together. Which makes this pattern really wonderful for stash busting, hence the name. I don't know if the name is going to be changed. I heard there was talk of that, but I don't know. It's currently called the Stash Buster Pullover. I love this. It's amazing. And in fact, we could probably try it on. I have no idea what is the back or the front. Oh, short rows. Hello, I can probably tell. Hello. Ooh-ah. So, it's kind of hard to see right now. And it's got a high neck. And eventually I will have actual sleeves. It's a good look. It's a good look. Okay. So we take this time to take the thumbnail. This is a really good look. Ah! Okay. Totally messed up my hair, but now because it's short, it really didn't do anything. This is wonderful. So I've used mostly Knit Picks, if not all Knit Picks palette up until this point. And I have random skeins in here. I'll probably pull from other stuff as well, just to fit in this kind of the similar color palette. Very like navy, heathery, browny, kind of pinky, mauvey, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Anyway, I'm really loving this. This is really great. This is not due till sometime in August, and I am clearly, oh no, did I lose some stitches? Oh no. That was a bad on me thing. I knew that was going to happen. All fixed. So yes, I'm just working on this, just kind of pulling colors as I go, and I'm excited about it. I've seen a lot of the other ones that have been knit up in our little group, and there are so many fun color combinations. Like, you could do literally anything, or you could do with just like 2 or 3. That's also awesome. There's just endless opportunities or possibilities, ideas, creative notions, if you will. There's endless possibilities of creative notions. That sounds very official, but that's what they are. They're ideas of being creative, and that's wonderful. So that's my probably my newest or most recent test knit. This one is a little bit older, like I was talking about before. This is my Jensen pullover. The body is done. Boot-to-doo. I don't remember if you've seen this, so if you have, I'm sorry, but if not, look, I finished the body. I just have to do the sleeves. And you know what? These little guys, these 9-inch circulars, make Sleeve Island a paradise. It's funny because it's true. If you are a 9-inch circular person, you know what I'm talking about. Like, Sleeve Island could be potentially very, very boring. Go very slowly, take forever. You could feel like you're there for months, but in actual fact it's only an afternoon. But then you put your sleeve on these 9-inch circulars and you start flying away, and then you're going home before you know it, and your vacation is over, and you're not on Sleeve Island anymore. So 9-inch circulars are where it's at. This is my preferred method. I do realize that it's a very personal preference thing, so if you don't like these, that's totally fine. This is how I feel about these 9-inch circulars. They're a lifesaver. And in fact, a friend gave me my first pair of 9-inch circulars, and it was totally a life changer. So this is very exciting. I am using Barocco Vintage DK in this beautiful, like, Doe Deer color. Doe Deer, you know, as you do. That kind of color. Very tan, light tan. Camel. I don't know. It's a little bit more warm in person. It's showing up a little bit more cool toned on the camera. But I am just really, I love how this knits up. It's just very nice, and like, it's so soft. And I know it's going to be warm and snuggly, and I'm so excited to be able to wear it. Obviously not right now, because I know the heat index right now is like almost 110. Why is it so hot? It's so hot. Ugh. So I won't be wearing this right now, but I mean, I'll put it on probably to try it on, but that will not last very long because, yeah, no, it's hot. And sometimes air conditioners can only do so much. Sometimes it's just too much and they get tired. So this is a test knit for Rachel. She, her, on Ravelry, I think her knitwear, like, her patterns are designed under September Knits. And then her username is Rachel M. Reese. So, she's very wonderful. I've had a very fun time testing this. I feel like this could potentially be a good sweater to gift people. I feel like I'm always on the lookout for sweaters like that that are just really easy and they go really quickly, and like it's not a sweater that could be potentially fussy or anything, and it looks really cool. It looks fancy without like doing anything really intense, so you're just knitting. And I have yet to knit a sweater for an adult person, an adult sweater for an adult person. I realize I take full responsibility. I am a very selfish knitter unless it comes to Christmas time, in which case I'm not. But even then, like I haven't knit any adult person an adult sweater. And that's just how I knit. That is just my personal preference on how I knit. If I make a sweater, that sweater is for me. And I made that for me. And I want to wear all the sweaters that I make. But I do believe if you are into knitting sweaters for other people, specifically adult people, because baby sweaters, like the Penguino, like the new Penguino by Stephen West. Can we even with the cuteness? Like, I'm all about that. That's so adorable. But adult sweaters, I think this would be a good one to gift people. Just because it goes so quickly. And like you can throw whatever you want into it. You could throw stripes. I think it would be so cute striped. Oh my. I might need another one. You never know. I have to keep that in mind. I might have to do that. Oh well, that's planning for another time. So that is my second test knit. Those are my only 2 test knits currently going. Haven't signed up for anything new. Haven't committed to anything. Will it stay that way? I don't know. Who knows? Could change in a week. It could change this afternoon. I don't know. I really just don't know. I feel like and I say this every time. I realize I do say this every time. There's no doubt about it. I really just need to take a break from Destiny. I really need to just slow down, knit my other stuff that is already published, all that jazz. Though I love test knitting, I just need to take a break. Will I stick to that? We'll see. I don't know. This has been in a very heavily intensive test knitting year, which has been great, very wonderful. I have loved everything that I've made. It's been really great. So, yes. I don't know. Will I test knit any more this year? We'll see. We'll see. Upon doing some research, you know, just browsing the Instagram, the gram, if you will, the picture that I posted for last week's episode it did include my no frills, which I haven't worked on, so I'm not showing it, and also my Jensen pullover. But I hadn't cast off the body yet, so I hadn't showed you that, and that's really great. I also want to mention, because this was hilarious, and I think this is so true. So we have, what am I saying? What am I saying? So there are 2 other people besides myself and Sharon, the owner, who work at the Modern Skein. There's Julie and there's Heather. Both of them are wonderful. very, very talented crafters. They make these really cute, like, crocheted stuffed animals, and they're so cute. They're so cute. But anyway, I was working on this body of this sweater, and Julie came up with the term, I'm on Body City. I'm in Body City. Because I was really struggling to get this done. And it was really taking a long time, and she said it's like you're in Body City opposed to Sleeve Island. And we thought that was very entertaining and definitely a term I will be using much, much more in the future. And I think you should as well, because like, that is a thing. Like, the Moon Drip Swan Show, I was in Body City for forever. Any kind of body of a sweater, you're in Body City. And sometimes that takes a long time, sometimes it doesn't. Just depends. But yes, I just wanted to mention that on here because it was so entertaining and I really wanted to share that with everybody. So, Julie came up with it. It was not my idea. She is the originator and creator of Body City, and I give her full credit for that. So the last thing that I am currently working on, that I've knit the most on, for sure, like, without a doubt, and you guys haven't seen in a while, is my spring cleaning shawl by Stephen West, which is another really great stash buster. Oh my goodness, this is just a stash busting episode. And oh my goodness, I am so close to being done, everybody. I'm so close. So last time you saw this, I had only completed 1, 2, 3, 4. I hadn't even completed my 4th section. Okay. And I am now on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th. What? Oh, there's only 7 sections. Silly me. On the 6th out of 7 sections. And, like, section 5 is not small. In fact, it is the largest section. And I powered through this thing. I'm going to show it to you in a minute, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, you did a lot in the span of a day and a half. And I would agree with you. So much so that my hands would start hurting and I needed to take a break. But to me, that's a really great, like, oh my goodness, I'm getting so much done, my hands are hurting. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It means I'm getting a lot of knitting done, and I mean, that makes me happy. So maybe it is a good thing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I take the right breaks when I need them. I guess that's the key. So here we have my spring cleaning shawl by Stephen West. Do 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 do. And this is section 7. This very bluey purple section that's being very blown out right now. It's more purple than blue. But yes, so last time you saw this, I hadn't even tried not to get the yarn in my tea. Probably was doing the exact, trying to not get the yarn in my tea the last time I showed this to you. I was not even through this pink section. If not even, maybe halfway, maybe more than halfway, I don't know. It's been a long time. So, I should say Sam, my husband, and I, we went and spent the 4th of July with his family. It was super fun. My father-in-law grilled out hamburgers. It was great. Lots of fun. But I got to knit, like, almost the entire time. And it was so amazing. It's really great. So, I worked on this. I did bring something else. I don't remember what I brought, but I didn't even work on that because I was like, this is mindless. I know my rows are very long, and I just need to make progress on this. Also, because these little guys go on to other projects because I need to use these nice needles on other things. So I need to get things done. You know? But we had this conversation either last week or the week before. I need to be okay with knitting things that are not necessarily on nice needles unless it really is a game changer and a deal breaker. In which case it's okay. But I shouldn't let that stop me from working on something just because it's not on nice needles. Like that's not acceptable. I'm not about that. I have perfectly good needles. Things are on perfectly good needles. I should be happy using them. But this is close enough that I want to get this done. So I can free up these needles so they can go to something else. Hello. Oh good, I can kind of show you most of it. So this is one of his smaller shawls. I got this question a lot this past week at work. People would see this, and knowing Stephen West, a lot of, if not most of his shawls are very big. Or kind of medium-ish, on the bigger end of medium-ish, to the large, to the schlanket, to the blanket. We pass the schlanket even, and we go straight to blanket section. And this is probably one of his smaller ones, I would say. This is, granted I haven't blocked it, but I do only have one more section. And it will just make it wider on this side. And then I have some kind of a border. And then I'm done. Wow, I'm so close. This is all very old stash. This stash, each skein is probably older, is not younger than 2 or 3 years. So everything is at least 2 or 3 years or older. If that is not good stash busting, I don't know what is. I didn't plan it that way, but it just so happened that it happened that way. So, yes, I know this is very odd, and I just keep showing it to you, and it doesn't really look like anything. But it's great. I also really want to do, there's one out there that's all gray and like the black border, kind of like what I'm doing, and it is so beautiful. I really want to do one like that, but I need to finish the first one and then finish other things that I'm working on. But it's like, oh, that's so pretty. I love it. But I really love my colorful one too, because also, again, it's stash. Gotta use it up. So I have one more section to do, and that will be in this yarn. So it'll be over here. So yes, I knit this big old section very quickly just because there was a lot of just sitting, and this wasn't even on the 4th of July. I worked on it at work a lot, but I think there was something else that happened that I was just like sitting and knitting that wasn't at work, and it was some kind of like social thing that was going on. I don't remember, but I got it done very quickly, and I'm very proud of that because like it's such a big section, and stuff like that can be very overwhelming. It can really bog you down and just kind of be like, wah wah, it's too big, I'm gonna take it slow, but I did it and I powered through and I got the big section done. It's great. And now I'm almost done with it. It's really awesome. So yes, this is my spring cleaning shawl. Would highly, highly recommend. I said this last time I showed this to you. If you are new to Stephen West and you've just been dying to make something of his, but everything just seems very out of the box or just too crazy, one, I would tell you, please do not be overwhelmed or intimidated by his color choices, because if something looks funny, if you're just not into the colors that he's picked because I understand a lot of the colors that he picks for his samples are just very like, whoa, that's a lot. But you have to be able to visualize what it could look like with your color palette, or in all neutrals, or all neutrals and like a pop of color, or colors that you want. And when you can kind of see that, it really helps you be able to be more open to knitting some of his shawls. I'm not saying this in like a negative way, because this is like, it's fun. It's a really cool thing to see that his shawls can be a huge like avant-garde piece because of the color choices that he's done, plus his construction. Or you can go the other way and have more subdued colors and still have the funky construction and still have a beautiful piece. So I think that's one of the many amazing things about his designs, is that they can go both ways and still be stunning. That's number one. Number two, again, if you haven't dived in and tasted the West Knits patterns yet, and you haven't been bitten by that bug, this is a very good one to start with, the spring cleaning one, just because it is so simple. Nothing fancy. Yarn over knit togethers. Short rows that you don't even wrap and turn. You literally just stop where you stop, turn your work, and go back the other way. You don't even pick up those things. You don't close it off. It's great. I don't know if that makes sense, but I would highly recommend it. It's really fun, plus it's a really cool way to stash bust if you want, or just put together a really fun color palette, or do it all in one color. It could go either way. So I would highly recommend it. It's very good. Very, very fun. So, in Languishing Whip's world, I haven't been working too much, like my no frills has been my main thing. But what I would really like to do, I want to, like, again, do one big one and one small one. We'll see if that actually happens. Because if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And that's okay. It's fine. So I would really like to work on this guy, which is the Honey Cowl out of some Madeline Tosh in the Glazed Pecan colorway. That could be wrong. This is old, like old. Like high school, maybe before. So maybe not before high school. I don't know. It's been a long time. Very long time. And this thing needs to get done. And so it's a beautiful, I love the linen stitch. It's just so stunning, and the way how it makes things look. There's a piece of fuzz. Doesn't help my case. Okay. So the linen stitch really changes how something can be knit up, and I think that's the beauty of the linen stitch. It's very simple. You don't have to do a whole lot, but it really is a game changer. I feel like I've said game changer like 10 times in this episode, and for that I apologize. Unless you find it entertaining, in which case, oh good. But first, I don't know if it's just because I'm not working on this in big chunks of time and I work on it for like a little bit and then I put it down. My linen stitch is just very, my linen stitch is just very like uneven, or not even uneven, but it's just like I don't really like this. This is not going very smoothly for me. I really just want something where I can just go. So I need to practice. I'd like to be able to read while I do this, just because this is a kind of a monotonous thing. And I do have quite a bit of yarn left, and I want to use all of this, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I just need to get better at it. I need to practice. Practice makes perfect. And, like the linen stitch is easy peasy. It's very simple. This is nothing complicated, and it's something that I need to work on, even though it's really easy. So I'm saying that because not all, like, knitters who have knit 5 sweaters or more sweaters or whatever, they're not perfect. They have very easy things that they just can't do, and they struggle with, and are not good at. Like, my linen stitch is really not great, but I'm gonna work on it because I want to. And also, I really want to wear this because this is just such a beautiful color. I just love it so much. And I want to wear it. I think it's a good color on me. I do like it. I like it quite a lot. So yes, I really want to get it done. And I want to get better at my linen stitch. So we're going to learn. We're going to practice. It'll be great. And yes, I will make sure to mark my progress. So hopefully next week, if I remember to show it to you, you can see how much I've done. Woo! Maybe I will have been reading while working on this. That would be absolutely amazing. We will see though. Don't know about that yet. But we're just making progress with the languishing lips. It's really this needle thing. This needle thing is very, like, preventing me from moving forward, and I don't know why. And I know I could get more needles. I know I could. It would be very easy, but I want to use what I currently have, which is just as good. It works just fine. So there's nothing wrong with getting things if you want them like that. Like if you just want to switch out all your needles, that is totally awesome. More power to ya. But I do want to try and use the needles that I have. You know, the cat has come out of his nap hole and is now eating. He does this thing, quick side note. We put food in his bowl like any normal cat owner would. He's got dry food, by the way. And what he does is he goes to his bowl and he grabs a mouthful of it, of maybe like 1 or 2 to 4 kernels, and then he rotates a little bit and puts it all on the floor and then eats it from the floor. He doesn't eat it from the bowl. So then that means we have cat food crumbs all over our kitchen floor, which our kitchen floor is not very big. It's very, very small. But cat food crumblies are very close to the equivalent of stepping on a Lego piece. And that's my story time for the day. This happens quite a lot, and it's just like, Birdie, just eat your food in your bowl. Don't eat it from the floor, and then we have crumbles everywhere that we step on and are very painful. Oh, being a cat owner. Such a trial and travesty, but it's a good thing he's just so cute, you know? Yeah. Fun fact, probably didn't need to know that, probably didn't want to know that, but I told you anyway, now you know. Does your cat do that? Does anybody else's cat do that? Like, is that just a my cat thing? I have no idea. He's very particular. Again, he's a moody teenager. Oh, Birdie. He probably went back to his nap hole. I don't know where he went. I don't know why he's being so antisocial today. Oh well. His loss. No snuggles for him. So, very quickly, I have a book to show you. Everybody, this is a very fun book, and I'm so excited about this book. My dad just recently got back from a business trip. He went over to London. Just he's so lucky, and I'm very jealous. He got to spend like 2 weeks there, and it was really cool. Got a lot of Snapchats of the surrounding area, and it was really amazing. That's not the point. The point is that he spent a lot of time in the Waterstones there nearby, which is like our Barnes & Noble, if you're in America. And he found this book for me that is called Knitted Cats and Dogs. And it says over 30 patterns for cute kitties and perfect pooches. And everybody, there's so many cute things in here. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't want to show you these patterns because, or I mean, I'll show you some of them, but like not all of them because pattern information, but like, look at that. They're just so cute. Here's the puppy page, the puppy section. They're very small. They're very like, they would be very good for toys, obviously, because they are toys, or like gifts, or for like little playthings for little kids, if you had the safety eyes or whatever, or if they didn't even have eyes. This one I thought was so cute. But there's information on that one. Let's find a kitty. See, this cat, you can knit the cat and then you can knit it clothes. So then you can change its clothes. And like, how adorable is that? Here's a rainbow cat. Like, these guys, fluff balls is what they're called. Crazy kittens. And there's mice everywhere. Like everybody. So I'm thinking that these would be really great Christmas gifts for certain people in my family who really love stuffed animals like that. I have knit many a stuffed animal for multiple people in my family. But I think it would also be fun because these are like on a smaller scale. What I can also do is I can change the gauge, make it bigger, adjust my needle size, and then we have a big ginger tabby, and we have a big super cat, and all this other stuff. I'm very excited. A mermaid dog, the floppy dog, little Yorkies, a chihuahua, mischief makers. They're literally just fluffy dogs. We make a big bullseye. Like, the options are very endless. I feel like this will be a fun way to be very creative. This dog has little booties, like little shoes, and a cabled sweater. It's just so cute, everybody. We have Christmas dog. He's got antlers. I thought he was a moose the first time I saw him, but he's actually a dog with little antlers. Having too much fun with this. This is called Danger Dog. Oh man, this guy's he's best in show because he's got a little ribbon that says #1. Oh, and then the little sweetheart. Sweetheart just wants to be loved. He can be knitted up quickly in garter stitch, just knit, which makes him a perfect project for new knitters wanting to learn some additional skills. He is only tiny, so he will make a great key ring or bag charm. Can we even? Like, what? The poop. Oh my goodness, there he's got a little key ring on the back of it. Oh, I want to make all of these. Oh, look at this one. What is he? Oh, he's called the Cuddle Pup. Oh man. Oh man. I didn't see this one before. Like, oh. Like, look at him. He's so big. Oh man, can we even? Cuddle Pup is a super easy knit and makes a great use of the variegated yarn available. He has his arms out for a cuddle and would be a great project for a new knitter. Just remember to give him his quirky embroidered smile for the perfect finishing touch. I want to make all these things, and I want to be creative with all these things and make various forms of all these things, everybody. I have a nephew who is 16 months and loves and adores little stuffed animals like this, and so this is very exciting. I would assume you can find this on Amazon, or maybe even in the US. I don't know. I'll try and find it on Amazon and link it in the show notes if I can. But this looks like super fun. And the instructions look very well written. Very basic. Good. This is the alley cat. Surprise! So cute. Oh man, he's just so cute. I want to. Oh man. Can we even? See, I can't be distracted, everybody. I've got test knits, I've got languishing whips. It's okay, we're preparing for Christmas. It'll be great. So, that is all that I have for you guys this week. That was all the knitting that I did and knitting that I plan to do. All the cats and dogs that I would like to knit in the near future. Very excited about that. In regards to books, I obviously got the new book that I just showed you. Currently rereading the Princess Diaries series, which I remember I talked about last time I read through it on this podcast, and there is nothing particularly special about it. It's just very fluffy, very lighthearted young adult fiction. It's very entertaining. I find it very funny. But that's what I've been working on, so nothing too fancy here to hear or see about in regards to books. But it's just fun. I am hopefully going to be making later today if I have time. Maybe I have time, I don't know. They are like chocolate cookies but with peanut butter chips. And I could not find just peanut butter chips. I found a bag of peanut butter and milk chocolate chips mixed together, which I think would be even better, you know? So that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to making those. I don't know if it'll be today or if it'll be on Wednesday, but it'll be one of those days. I will leave the link in the show notes, so if you want to check them out. I'm sure they are delicious. Don't even need to test it out to tell you that they are amazing, I'm sure. But that is everything I think that I need to share with you guys. We talked about the weather, we talked about the cat, and his eating habits. Yeah. So, I think we have discussed everything that needs to be discussed this week. So, with that, if you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or Ravelry, I am most active on Instagram. Please go follow me over there, or anywhere. Or be my friends on Goodreads and see what I read during the week that I don't necessarily talk about on the podcast. All the store information will be in the show notes. Also Tricot, also all of her information will be in the show notes as well. So please, if you are in the Waco area, go say hi to Allison because she is wonderful. I love her dearly, and I'm very excited that her yarn store is open. Or if you're in the Montgomery area or the greater Houston area, please come to the Modern Skein because I am there, I work there, and it would be wonderful to see you. Yes, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you had a very safe and exciting and wonderful 4th of July if you live in the United States. Full of fireworks, and if not, I hope your pets were safe in regards to that, because I know that is always a concern in regards to the 4th of July, also New Year's, because of fireworks. If you have knitting plans this coming week, I hope that they are successful. I hope to make progress with everything. I will hope to journey to Sleeve Island and leave Sleeve Island as well. Maybe have a finished sweater, I don't know, we'll see how productive I am. Maybe even a finished shawl, oh my goodness. Could I do it? I think I probably could. I think I could. I'm not going to promise anything because we know how I am about promising things on the podcast. I just don't do it. I don't. I could. I could try. I think it is possible. It's those 9-inch circulars that really make it possible, though. It's not my knitting ability. It's those 9-inch circulars that make it fast. So big general goal. I'm not promising anything, but let's shoot for having 2 sleeves, a finished sweater, all done. And maybe even a finished shawl, which would be the spring cleaning shawl. And no, we'll just leave it at that. I want progress on all of these things, but we're just going to leave it at that because that seems like a very doable thing. We're going to remain positive about it. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and that's okay. That's why I don't promise things. On the podcast anyway. I promise things other places, but because you know life happens and sometimes you just can't knit as much as you normally would. And that's okay. That's okay. But yes, I'm going to shoot for that. No promises, but I'm going to shoot for that. 2 sleeves, 1 finish shawl. We are like not even halfway through Stranger Things currently. So the season 3, it just came out. I don't know if you are into that. Not a particularly big fan of season 3. I understand that's a very, very big statement to make. And I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. But Sam loves it, so we are watching it, and it's good knitting time. So that's good. That's very good. I think I can do that. I'm hyping myself up in my head. I think I can do it. It's a pep talk. You know, you got this. I got this. It'll be great. And if not, it's fine. Anyway, let's move on because I've rambled about this enough. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate every single one of you who come back and leave comments, you like and subscribe, you follow me on Instagram. You are wonderful, and I love you. You are great. And knitting progress. Hope yours goes well this week. Stay cool wherever you are. If you live in a place that is very hot and potentially also very humid as well, please stay hydrated and protected from the sun because it is very hot outside. And if you live someplace cold, I'm very jealous of you right now. I miss those cold days, and I'm looking forward to the few days of very cold that we get. I hope we get a lot of them this coming season. It's also crazy that it's like the second week of July. Basically. Almost the second week. Is it the second week? It's basically the second week. Let's just go with that because math. That's crazy. Like, July is gonna be gone before we know it, and then before we know it, it'll be Christmas, and none of the Christmas knitting will be done, and we'll all be scrambling. See, this is great that I have this knitted cats and dogs book now because I can plan everybody who wants or would like a stuffed animal. You know? Be great. I should probably do a trial run first before depending on who wants small ones and who wants big ones. Ooh, I should figure that out. But not right now because I need to get these 2 sleeves done and this shawl, and it'll be great. So I can come back to you guys with 2 finished objects, no promises, but that is the goal. You know, that is the goal. Because content. Not necessarily, but it would be great. So, what else is there to say? Is there anything else to say? I apologize. I'm dragging this out way too long. So, with that, I've said I have said all that I needed to say, and maybe more because you learned about the cat crumblies on the floor. But now you know. And with that, I will see you guys next week. Bye.